and welcome back to It's Your Move, where we talk about all things real estate, including Galveston, Texas, where I work and live. Speaking of Galveston, there are a lot of festivals and events coming up. It's springtime. We have a lot going on in the spring and summer, so come on down and check it out. So, I've been talking a lot about preparing to move or moving. That's because, there's so much involved and there's so many different ways to go about it. Today, we're going to talk about preparing to buy a home when you are ready right now, like soon. And so, you found your dream home maybe out of the blue. You've been looking, and all of a sudden you see the perfect house for you, and now you feel rushed to buy. A little preparation would still position you to get you in the best financing available and make a competitive offer. So here's what you can do if you have limited time or you're ready right now. Quickly, if you don't already know, research loan programs. Even though your lender will discuss different types of mortgages, do your own research before meeting with the loan officer. Once you're ready to buy a home and it's going and the process is moving, it moves fast. It can be difficult to digest everything your lender has to say at the very moment they're telling you all of these different things and about all these programs. So you might not feel like you have enough time to explore all of your financial options. If you settle for the first loan you're offered, you might miss out on a lower interest rate or a more affordable loan program. So take your time and educate yourself on the different types of loans and think about what you really want in a mortgage. Do you want the lowest down payment? Do you want the lowest monthly mortgage payment? Are you trying to avoid private mortgage insurance? Do you even know what private mortgage insurance is? How about paying off your loan in the shortest possible time? Will there be penalties if you pay off your loan early? These are all kinds of things that you need to kind of know and be familiar with so you can make a better decision. All of these things are possible, and a loan officer can help you find the right match, but you have to know what your priorities are. So you kind of have to have an idea of what you're looking for when you go into it. Knowledge is the best tool to make an informed decision and choose the best home loan for your situation. The second thing you can do is get pre-qualified or pre-approved. A mortgage pre-qualification and mortgage pre-approval can jumpstart your home buying process, but both steps sound familiar. There are a few differences, however. A pre-qualification is a preliminary step where you provide a mortgage lender with basic information about your financial situation via an online form. It's very, very short and easy. The lender doesn't verify any of the information, so it doesn't take very long, but they use it to measure your mortgage eligibility. Now, the lender might offer you a preliminary approval letter to get you after getting pre-qualified, but typically it doesn't carry as much weight as a pre-approval letter. Pre-qualified isn't the same as pre-approved because pre-qualified is just the introductory part of it. Getting a pre-approval letter is the most important step before house hunting at all, and most realtors and sellers will only work with pre-approved buyers. Getting a pre-approval letter involves submitting a mortgage application, which is a little bit lengthier process. And this will provide your lender with supporting documentation, including tax returns, paycheck stubs, W-2s, financial statements, and a credit check. The underwriter reviews this information and determines how much you can actually afford to spend on a property. A pre-approval letter doesn't guarantee financing, but it's a lender's way of saying they will likely approve you provided you meet the other loan conditions. Plus, it shows what your price range is, and so y'all can be realistic about, the homes you're looking at and the area that you're looking at. So most realtors and sellers will only work with pre-approved buyers, so it's crucial to take this step before serious house hunting, okay? Now, the next thing, logically speaking, that you would do is find a real estate agent. Buying a home can be complicating and intimidating, so you'll need a professional on your side to answer questions and look out for your best interest. Don't rely on the seller's agent to provide advice and guidance. It's their job to advise their client, which is the seller, not you. To find a good real estate agent, get recommendations from family and friends. You should also read online reviews and interview 2 or 3 agents before making a final decision, because even if you have 2 or 3 of the agents that are comparable, some people, their personalities just mesh better than others, or maybe one agent specializes in a certain area that makes more sense for you. So, in most cases, the seller pays the realtor's commissions using funds from the home's sale. So you don't have to worry about paying the realtor fees out of pocket, okay? if that was a concern. Be ready to make earnest money deposits. Make sure you have liquid cash for your earnest money deposit. Once you find a property, you'll need to submit an earnest money check with your offer. And this is the earnest money is good faith money that says, I'm a serious buyer. I'm not wasting your time. I'm really interested in this property. Earnest money deposits vary, but typically range from 1 to 2% of the purchase price, usually a minimum of $500 to $1,000. The seller doesn't pocket the money, though. The funds are held in an escrow account and either returned to you at closing or applied to your closing costs and or down payment. Other things to note when buying a home. There are a lot of moving parts involved in the home buying process. Many buyers, in their excitement about buying a new home, they can kind of gloss over some of the important steps along the way. Wherever you are in your home buying process, here are some important things to remember. A home inspection is really essential. Unless you're an expert from being a home builder yourself, you may not notice some serious problems in the home you're buying. Maybe the foundation has shifted, or maybe a load-bearing wall has been unwisely moved. But maybe the basement floods twice a year and you happen to be visiting during a dry month. A home inspector can find these and other types of problems for you, and that's why you pay them to look out for your best interest there. Even when your lender requires the home appraiser to check for minimum building standards, you or your realtor should also do your own independent inspector, because the results could affect your decision about whether you buy the home or not. You might find some things, or your own inspector might find some things that somebody else didn't. Comparing loan officers can save you money. So a lot of first-time home buyers accept the first loan offer they receive, believing the lenders would offer more or less the same deal. This isn't really true. Even for the loan programs run by a government agency like the Federal Housing Administration, mortgage rates can vary by lender. Getting quotes from at least 3 lenders can reveal these differences, creating a chance for you to get some good savings. How much money can you save by getting a rate that's just a quarter percentage lower? Well, let's see. A $300,000 loan with a rate of 6% instead of 6.25 would save about $50 a month and about $18,000 in interest over the life of the loan. It's quite a savings. Well, you may have to pay mortgage insurance. Unless you put down at least 20% on a conventional loan, you'll likely need private mortgage insurance, and this is called PMI. This PMI covers and protects the lender in case you default on the mortgage. Now, the FHA and USDA loans, they charge their own type of mortgage insurance, which includes an upfront premium as well as an annual premium, kind of like PMI, and it gets added to your monthly payment. These extra charges seem annoying, especially considering the insurance protects the lender and not the buyer. But this coverage also helps the buyer by allowing the lender to offer lower mortgage rates or lower down payments. If you're a military member or a veteran, you can avoid mortgage insurance altogether with a VA loan. VA loans charge an upfront funding fee, but no ongoing premiums, and that can surely save you some money. Well, how much should you save before buying a house? That's another good one. Some, home buyers can put as little as 3% to 5% down on a conventional loan or 3.5% down on an FHA loan. VA and USDA loans require no down payment, but not all buyers will qualify for that. So if your price range maximum is $300,000, then plan on saving at least $9,000 for your down payment and set another $12,000 aside for closing costs. We have to account for everything. So how long should it take to buy a house? There's a good one that a lot of people ask. The time you need to find your dream home depends on the housing market in your area. It's very local. It's not like, oh, in the whole United States, this is what it looks like. It matters from city to city and community to community. So you'll need time to find your dream home. And however, closing on a home takes an average of 45 to 60 days once you're under contract. Closing can take even longer when negotiations and counteroffers are involved. And sometimes closing will take less than 45 days when both buyer and seller are motivated for a speedy sale. It also depends on whether somebody's buying something with cash or, whether they can waive an inspection. There are other things involved there, but typically it's 45 to 60 days. And the home buying process is different for everyone, but generally, first time buyers should find out how much house they can afford, get multiple rate quotes on their mortgage loan, take advantage of first time home buyer programs, and make a down payment that is the right size. So, what should you avoid when buying a house? Common first time home buyer mistakes do include getting only one rate quote, not checking your credit history, not researching different types of loans, and not being honest with yourself about how much house you can afford. Those are the things you should avoid and really take a look at so that you can give yourself the best chance possible for the best loan possible. So, how do you prepare your credit to buy a house? Well, first, you have to review all your credit reports and credit scores from the three major bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Be sure to contest any errors, pay off past due debts, and then request that the creditor delete them from your record. Avoid applying for new loans and lines of credit. Also, if you have any high interest credit card debt, pay those balances off immediately. This will give you the best credit score, best chance at getting lower interest rates possible. Okay. Will shopping for a mortgage hurt your credit? That's a good one. Experts recommend getting multiple mortgage quotes before you buy a home. This should help you find the lowest rate and save money month to month. We all want to save money month to month, right? As long as you get all the rate quotes within a 2-week window, multiple credit pulls shouldn't hurt your credit score. So when you're shopping, make sure you go to, do it in a timely manner. Don't spread it out, or it could lower your credit a little bit, and you might miss out on a good chance for the lower interest rate. But you can also protect yourself by asking lenders to provide a rate quote without a hard credit inquiry. This should be relatively accurate, and as long as the credit information you provide is true, then they probably won't have a problem doing it. But if they do hard ones, just remember it's all about doing it within a two-week period. And a lot of times, if you're motivated and if you're already in that zone, you're going to go and set up appointments and take care of it all in the same week anyway. So I'll put a couple of links in the description for you for tips for first home buyers and preparing to buy a home if that helps. And that's all I got for today. So I hope this helps. And I hope this was useful, and I'll see you on the next video. Remember, it's your move.